This number is pretty astronomical, but analysts were saying it could actually be larger.
Yeah, you have to consider there are more than 300,000 lawsuits that involve these defective military earplugs that were sold to the U.S. military. According to the lawsuits, the defects ranged over a 12-year period, and analysts were saying that the liability could range from $8 billion, that's an estimate from Barclays, up to $9.5 billion. So to quote one law professor on product liability cases, it sounds like 3M negotiated a pretty good deal for themselves, given this litigation has been weighing on the company for the better part of a decade. Now, according to our source, the tentative settlement is, again, an attempt to resolve the 300,000 plus cases out there. It's effectively half the amount that estimates are saying they could have had to pay. And they've already seen in most of the cases, 10 of 16 that have gone to trial so far, 3M has lost. And they've paid out a fairly decent amount of money for that. In fact, in one of the lawsuits, the most recent trial, a Florida jury in 2022, had 3M pay $77.5 million to a U.S. Army veteran over his hearing loss due to the faulty earplugs. This was a serviceman that tested weapons as part of his job and resulted in hearing loss or tinnitus, which is a horrible condition which results in buzzing or a hissing sensation in the ears. And this is the kind of cases that have been weighing on 3M.
And this is a company that's no stranger to this kind of litigation either.
Yeah, all of this coming down, and the settlement, tentative settlement, as we're hearing from our source, being reached at a time when there's major litigation involving Forever Chemicals, a case that could have 2 to 3 times the liability, analysts are saying, and in which 3M has already agreed to pay as much as $12.5 billion to clean up drinking water supplies across the U.S. that are tainted with the substances. Now, we know 3M is a company that makes duct tape and Post-it notes, but again, they deal with a lot of chemicals in these processes. They also have various different divisions. In fact, an earlier attempt by 3M to resolve the earplug litigation involved them trying to put one of their tech units into bankruptcy, a strategy that was rejected by a federal judge.